Starlight Traveler. Welcome to the Love Frequency with Aika, your cosmic heartline, where love, tarot, metaphysics, and all things supernatural guide you to your highest self and your highest timeline. In today's episode, it's a very simple show. I'm going over what you can expect from this podcast. About halfway through the podcast, I go over the business aspect of the psychic world for the purpose of showing how much of a growing interest this industry has the past 5 or 6 years. The industry of psychic readings, tarot, and supernatural, of course. This podcast is not only about psychic readings, by the way, it will be about supernatural topics, other deities, and of course, the thread and butter, love. Welcome to the Love Frequency with Aika, a spiritual hotline where love, humor, and higher wisdom collide. I'm Aika, a psychic, metaphysics student, and professional healer who's walked the path from life lessons to spiritual awakening. And a lot of those lessons were suffering, but valuable suffering. Here we dive into everything from tarot, supernatural beings, to insider hotline insight, and the mysteries that connect us all, always with a touch of humor, because even the spirit world has a sense of fun. Whether you're just awakening to your higher self, navigating the age of Aquarius, or simply curious about love, the universe, and mysteries in between, this show is for you. You see, time is shifting and timelines are aligning. Humanity is stepping into a collective supernatural calling, and it is important now more than ever you align yourself with your highest timeline. So tune in, laugh, learn, and ascend with me as we explore the highest forms of free will, love, and connection to Source. Welcome to your spiritual hotline. The line is always open. So I wanted to go into why I started this podcast. I have varying experiences, and of course it began with me exploring the worlds of the occult and magic. And also I have a background studying the Bible and going to a Christian school when I was younger. So I have a pretty big range of experience in religion, the world of religion, the world of the occult, and I have gone through the process of learning what it's like to be a spiritual advisor with integrity, one that I would trust and an advisor to be trusted. It wasn't always the case, but that's the point of spirituality. You don't start perfect, you just begin. And in another episode, I go further into who I am, into details so you can get an idea of my character, get a little bit more personal. But on this pre-episode, I just wanted to lay out the foundation of why I started the show and why you would be interested. You see, ever since I would say about 2018, 2019, collectively the world has gone under an awakening. You hear this in the hotlines. You will hear this in your day-to-day conversations with peers and friends. And I have found that it's not only a mix of mystery and, yes, supernatural. As the frequencies are changing, some of it is biblical, some of it has been prophesied in ancient texts written thousands of years ago. So, in my understanding, humanity is at a point that we need to understand our origins now while we have the privilege. We have the freedom to explore the occult, to explore magic without getting burned or persecuted, which it's a treat. It is literally a treat to have freedom studying astrology, to have freedom studying the origins of magic, and even diving deep into religion and questioning practices in religion. So I don't like to stick to one topic, but one foundation of the show is love. You see, we came to this earth to discover love, to uncover love. And that is the thread that keeps the show together. So a lot of the conversations will be relationship based. It won't always be supernatural, but is love natural? Is it supernatural? There's so much to tie into humanity, learning the power of the antithesis to fear. You see, there's two basic emotions. There's fear, which every negative emotion such as anger, hate, and wrath derive from. Depression derives from fear. Or there's love, all of the light energy that helps souls ascend. And that is the key here, ascension. Because there is a reality where the timeline is dark and it is filled with fear, but I don't want to give that timeline too much energy. There's plenty of evidence if you watch the media, news, and for those that are asleep, but that conversation isn't needed here. So let's talk about the age of Aquarius. This is a time in human history where collective consciousness is shifting. Think of it like a cosmic upgrade. It's a period that emphasizes innovation, humanitarianism, freedom, and spiritual awakening, and of course, technology. In the age of Aquarius, we're called to connect with each other, honor our individuality, and embrace love as a guiding force, not just in our personal lives, but for the collective. This, alongside or at the same time of navigating technology rapidly growing. So technology ideas and energy are all accelerating, and humanity is being invited to step into higher awareness while remembering our humanity. And if you're familiar with tarot, if this isn't Two of Pentacles energy, I don't know what is. This is a time to awaken, align, and elevate. This is a time when the universe is asking us to tune into love and our natural connection to source. Okay, so let's also talk about proof, which is business. The spirituality and psychic service sector isn't just a cultural phenomenon. It's a massive and expanding economic trend. The global market for spiritual products and services, including tarot, crystals, divination, and psychic consultations, was valued at around $180 billion in 2024, and it is only on an uptrend from there, with steady growth projected through the decade. And this is evident also with social media trends. People are tired, it appears, of the influencer brain rot. And that's not to talk down on the baddie era. It's just people are so plugged out of that trend and want something a little bit more meaningful and more relatable to their spirit and their soul calling. Digital spirituality platforms from reading apps are amongst the fastest growing segments, with spiritual wellness apps alone reaching $2 billion and growing rapidly. Online psychic readings, which is my industry, are specifically expected to boom. There's a forecast that projects over $5 billion in growth by 2032. Increasing use of subscriptions and digital access fueling that expansion. In America alone, my home country, the psychic service industry, including tarot, astrology, palm reading, is generated at an estimated $2.3 billion in revenue in 2024. This isn't just mainstream. Businesses and city governments are noticing this. So that brings me to tell you this next fact. Spoiler alert, the government and people in power have been using psychics since the beginning of time. But we will save that conversation for a podcast on its own. There's a U.S. city that recently repealed a decades-old ban on psychic services because it acknowledged that it has become accepted economically, ding, 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 which is a meaningful part of the local economy. which is crazy. So let's talk about who's spending. Interest isn't limited to one demographic. There's 3 in 10 adults in the US who engage in astrology, tarot, and psychic readings at least once a year. This is base level, whether it's for fun or for guidance. But there's other parts of the world where interest is growing rapidly. For example, Russia, people are interested in mysticism and psychic services, and that grew 30% from 2023 to 2024 alone. There's demand especially strong among people in their 30s and 40s. And I live in the Caucasus now, which is Russia. Pretty much. It's Russia's neighbor, and I will vouch for that I see people around me that are very interested in this. In Kazakhstan, for example, the market for tarot, astrology, and spiritual consultations jumped dramatically, reflecting similar regional trends in Central Asia. That's where I am, Central Asia. It's not just online income bracket. People with an average income and those with high earners alike are spending on tarot. Okay, so there's people that will pay thousands of dollars for readings, and people that are low income that will still spend on readings. Spiritual guidance and supernatural insights are what people are wanting to spend money on. So digital access is a big influencer on this. Digital access and social media influence is a big influence on psychic services. But one of the biggest shifts in this trend is the transformation of spirituality. Psychics and guides are increasingly using streaming, social platforms, and subscription models to connect with global audiences. There's younger generations like Gen Z and millennials that are driving huge engagement by blending spiritual content with lifestyle and financial guidance. Okay. I also have quite a bit of older clients on the hotline I work for. So I can say that there are older clients as well. There's one cultural trend that is my type of trend, and it's money mystics. And these people combine astrology and financial advice to help people navigate economic choices. And the thing about this is there are people in power that have been using this trick since the beginning of time, but they have gaslit the world into believing it was evil. Yes, people in the church have been using astrology since the beginning of time, guys. Okay, I hate to break any hearts here, but they have hidden this fact so they can use it for themselves. So why does this matter to you or anybody? It's because this growth shows that spiritual insight is no longer fringe. It's intersecting wellness, personal development, and even financial decision making. People are searching for meaning, support, and answers that traditional systems did not offer. And we see what's going on in the world today, and people are sick and tired of our governments. And that's not just one country, that's collectively. So they're turning to spirituality for insight. And of course, we, meaning us psychics and professional esoterics, are loving this. Thank you for tuning into the Love Frequency with Aika, a Cosmic Heartline. This is my pre-episode. I hope today's sneak peek gave you an insight of what our show is about: love, mystery, and higher wisdom that sparked something in hearts. I hope that today's sneak peek of our show inspires you to come back. Our show is about love, mystery, and higher wisdom. This universe is always speaking, and the timelines are shifting and growing farther apart faster than ever. Our souls are calling for recognition. Whether you're seeking insight, guidance, or just a little cosmic clarity, this line is always open here. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and tune in next time because we're just getting started. There's a whole world of love, supernatural secrets, and spiritual lessons waiting for you. Keep in mind, I am beginning this podcast journey, so it's only going to get better from here. And yes, I am recording from a calculator. Until then, keep your heart open and your energy aligned. Keep your humor alive. Keep love alive. Because the spiritual journey is brighter when we call in what we love and what we laugh with while we ascend. Keep in mind also that it is important to focus on positive thinking and projecting your hologram to be as positive as possible. Be mindful of the content you are consuming. I'm Aika, your psychic hotline, and I cannot wait to connect with you again soon. Mwah.